Stop that ship! Blast them!
Welcome back to Propology 101. And today we're going to finish up our Sand Trooper blaster discussion. Now, we've already covered the E11 way back when we did E11s. And recently we've been covering the big blasters, the DLT-19 based on the MG34, the T-21 based on the Lewis gun. Now we're going to talk about the RC-97 based on the MG15. Now the MG15 is a German machine gun developed in the early 30s, served during World War II, and it was designed to be an aircraft-only machine gun. Now these were only for the German Air Force during World War II. And during the war, they started phasing these out for the MG81. And we've talked about the MG81 because the flash suppressor on the MG81 was also the same flash suppressor that was on the Han Solo DL-44 ANH Hero. So as they're phasing the MG15 out for the MG81, a lot of these ended up just sitting on the ground, and they made a kit to make it handleable for ground forces. They put a buttstock on it. They put a bipod on it. Now, these were primarily used by German Air Force ground crews to defend their airfields. These never really got out to the regular German army. Basically, this was only an Air Force gun. Now, we know about what they did to the E11 to make it legal to bring in to Tunisia. They just did aluminum sand castings of the Sterling to make an E11 shaped thing. We don't know what they did to the DLT-19 or the T-21 because we don't have good photographs, or I can't find good photographs to really see what they did. But there are several photographs of the MG15 and what they did to it. And basically from here to the very back of the blaster, it's fiberglass. They made a fiberglass replica of the receiver and then used an original MG15 barrel shroud, and that's what they used as the body for the blaster. It did have scopes. They put 3 scopes on this, and the first scope is one we're also very familiar with, the single point scope. And they mounted a single point scope on the left-hand side of the blaster. And how they mounted it is they just screwed right into the fiberglass some tracks for the 1-inch Weaver scopes to bite into, and that's how they mounted it to the left-hand side. Now, on the right-hand and right upper side, they put this, there's a really fat scope. It's really fat, and it's got a rubber eyepiece. And it turns out what that is, it's an early night vision scope. It could have been a sniper night vision scope, or it could have been a snoop scope, which is basically kind of what they were called in the earlier night vision scopes. They call them snooper scopes. And these had big battery packs. These things had a big cable that came out of it, and it went into a backpack. So on the side of the scope, there's a cable that comes out and it goes into the blaster body. And that's the original battery cable for that scope, that night vision scope. Now, the last scope is mounted where the rear original MG15 rear sight would be. Now, the way the sights on the MG15 would fit on is they would be set down in place and a pin would hold them in. And you could pull that pin and remove the sights. So what they did is they made a special bracket, a T-shaped bracket that would fall and pin in so they could mount a British World War II sniper scope. It's a scope number 32 on a Mark IV scope mount for the Enfield rifle. And that's what was mounted up here. It's actually really cool the way it's kind of mounted leaning forward. It's a really cool look. And actually, that's one of my favorite parts about the MG15 or the RC-97 is that Enfield sniper scope. Besides that, this is already a very exotic, uncommon machine gun, and just its shape in general lends itself very well to being something in a sci-fi universe, if you ask me. And besides the scopes, they didn't do anything else to make the MG15 into the RC-97. It's just got a few scopes added on it, still got a drum or a saddle magazine. It's just a really cool, weird-shaped gun to begin with, and just a few little things to make it Star Wars. And what's the common, what's the thing people say is like throw a scope on it, it's a Star Wars blaster. Well, they put 3 on this one and turned it into a Star Wars blaster. And I think it's probably my favorite one. Anyway, join us next time when we pull out another prop and see what it's made of.